Hey guys, this is Rodney Young coming to you about this van trip that I took in the Southwest United States. One man, one van, 28 days in the van. If you like my videos, please like and subscribe down below, button down below. I think it's down there. So I left Flagstaff. Originally, I left Grand Canyon, drove to Flagstaff, and I was on my way to the Navajo Bridge, and I was going to go camping at Ferry in Arizona. So I left Flagstaff, Arizona, and I got on Interstate 89, and it's beautiful, beautiful scenery all up and down 89. It was just so incredible. I took when I left Flagstaff, I wasn't in a great mood because I had actually had a chance to talk to some homeless people who were in Flagstaff, Arizona, and I finally had this is probably one of the most detailed conversations I had about homelessness and the issues that are affecting homeless people throughout the country. And I talked about that in my last video, and please go take a look at it because it's very, very important. But I left Flagstaff and started listening to good music. You know, that always brings up the mood, always brings up my spirit, and just really enjoyed the trip. And I drove through a couple of cities on 89 to get to Marble Creek and get to Lee's Ferry. My goal was to try to get to the Navajo Bridge. It's the historic Navajo Bridge. I was trying to get there before sunset. It was only about 2 hours away from from Flagstaff, so I think I had good time. I could make good time. I left early enough to be able to see the sunset, so I thought. But because I was just meandering, listening to good music, I really wasn't keeping track of time. I was just enjoying the scenery, and it's just gorgeous. And I drove through a city called Gray Mountain, well, an area called Gray Mountain. It's of course synonymous because it had gray mountains. And it's like I'm still near the Grand Canyon, so you're still getting these Grand Canyon views. It's just, you've got canyons on the left of you and canyons on the right. You're going down a road, 89, north, and in this beautiful road, beautiful scenery. So I kind of was just meandering. I didn't even think about, literally lost track of time. I admit it, I lost track of time. I was just driving, and again, I was one of those people who got passed because I'm just driving slow, just enjoying it. That's okay. I never get to do that. So went through Gray Mountain, and then I stopped at another city. I didn't stop. I just kind of passed through. I just remember the areas, and it was called Campground. And again, you've got a lot of curves, few hills, but you got the Colorado River on the left side if you're going north, and you've got canyons on both sides. So it's just phenomenal scenery. And I'm not from the Southwest. I've never seen scenery like this. The hues, the Grand Canyon and the hues were incredible. You had all these different colors. And the same thing on this road going 89. I don't know if they call this a scenic highway or not, but it just was very scenic. The colors were just amazing. The tones, it's almost like you could see since the sunset, and the sunset was just these bricks, these not bricks, but these rocks are just really red, and they had this beautiful tone. And between Cameron and Bitter Springs, I did pull over. I just said, I've got to just soak this in. I know I'm not driving fast, and be honest, there really wasn't a lot of people out there, but I just took my time, and so I just pulled over and stopped, opened up my van, and just enjoyed the fresh air, and just enjoyed the views. Okay, I had to pull over. I'm actually in Navajo Country, not too far from Page, Arizona, but I'm just looking at this beautiful sunset. The Colorado River is on the other side of these ridges, and it's going to intersect at this bridge called the Navajo Bridge. I'm trying to get there and maybe camp out for the night there. This is just beautiful. These are stands the Indians actually used to sell their goods on the side of the road. Literally on the side of the road. I had no place to be other than, try to get there on time, but it wasn't a priority. Just, my priority was just to kind of enjoy where I was when I was there. And that was what I did. I just pulled over and just kind of stopped and just enjoyed, all of the scenery, just took it all in. And it was just, I am so glad I did that. It's just incredible to see. And actually I pulled over where there was some, and this is Navajo country. This is the Navajo Nation. All of the land that I was on was Navajo Nation country. So it was just, you would see some houses on the left or right. You'd see some trailers on the left or right. And again, it's probably not the most affluent area. There may not be, really rich people there. But the quality of life there, if you live there, has to be incredible to be able to, get out of your house and just see this beautiful canyons, see the river, walk to the river, walk on the trails, be able to hike the mountains, just straight from your house. It's got to be a quality of life that is just priceless. So I could really appreciate what they did. I could appreciate who they were and why they lived there. I could definitely appreciate it. But they had stands there, fruit stands where they could actually sell their goods. And actually I parked, it was empty at the time, but that's what, I just parked there and just enjoyed it. So stayed for maybe an hour, and I decided, okay, let's get back on the road. Maybe I'll still be able to catch the sunset at the Navajo Bridge. So got on the road, got through Bitter Springs, and then I finally made it to the Navajo Bridge. And it wasn't dark. The sun was still out. It's kind of cloudy, but beautiful bridge, beautiful area. And I'll talk a little bit about the Navajo Bridge because I didn't get a chance to see a lot of it then, but the next day I did get a chance to really go back and enjoy it. But the Navajo Bridge is a historic bridge because it was built in 1929, and at the time, between Arizona and Utah, there were only 2 crossings of the Colorado River, and this was one of them. And at the time, it wasn't actually a bridge, it was a ferry. So you would go to this point, get on the ferry, and go to the other side, not a bridge. And if you didn't do it here, you would have to do it 800 miles away. You'd have to go another 800 miles to get to the next crossing. Just that significant. Also, when they built the bridge in 1929, at the time, it was the highest steel arch bridge in the world. And it's a beautiful bridge. Well, it looks like I made it to the Navajo Bridge. This is near the Glen Canyon and the Glen Canyon National Park. It's beautiful. Again, how many times can I say beautiful? Never enough to describe some of this stuff I'm seeing today. But yeah, it's beautiful. I'm trying to make it a little brighter so you guys can see. But this is the Colorado River. And I'll be staying in the Canyons Park tonight. But I wanted to kind of catch it before I actually went in for the evening because it's really nice. I wish I could spend more time out here, but I'll take a look at it again in the morning. So, and again, I got a chance to enjoy it for a little while. There's a visitor center there, and I got a chance to, go there and buy some magnets and some trinkets and things. And then by that time, it was getting dark. So I had to find my campsite. And again, this is a campsite that I planned to go to. It's in Glen Canyon. And Glen Canyon is another national preserve. And so you can go into Glen Canyon. And again, I had my national park pass, so I didn't have to pay to get in. But the other thing about Glen Canyon is it's not a very highly visited canyon, so there wasn't a lot of people. There's not like no one was at the stand to get in, the front to get in, but they did have a kiosk that you could go and pay, and I didn't have to do that. I mean, I stopped to take, to take a look at it, but I didn't have to pay. So I drove to Lee's Ferry Campground, which is where I stayed. Now, I did not have a reservation. And if you go online, it'll say everything is full. After my experience with the Grand Canyon, I decided to just go and not worry about whether they say it's full or not. I go to the canyon. I go to the campsite. There's about 50 campsites. Maybe 3 of them were actually occupied. So I'm in luck. I go look at the campsites. And again, like the Grand Canyon, you've got the poles with the numbers where you have to write down the number. You take it and you go, and then you come back with your ticket. Did the same thing, but unlike the Grand Canyon, there was no electric kiosk. You didn't get to pull the receipt and then put it on your site. What you had to do was you had to write your number down, go out to the ranger station, pull this little brown envelope that had the number. You put your name and your address and phone numbers and all that, and you put in the camp number that you want on this brown envelope. Costs $15 to park there. You take your $15, you put it inside the envelope. You take the envelope, tear a little tag off of it that was on the tip, seal it, drop it into this box where no one can get into it. Take your little tip and attach it to your pole. Kind of the same, but it just wasn't electronic. And that's what I did. I got my campsite, got my my ticket, put it on that pole, and then I just kind of hung it, and I was good to go. So I didn't really know if I was gonna. The plan was to stay one night and then get up and then get on the road and go further north. I got there and I really liked what I saw, so I decided to just stay another day. There was no plan. I had no plan. I mean, I kind of had a general basic idea of what I wanted to do, but I had no plan, and I was, just got there, and I just wanted to say, you know what, let's just rest a day. We've been going. We've been running pretty hard here the last 2 weeks, so let's just rest a day, and just enjoy it. And that's exactly what I did. That night, I put my shields and everything on the window. Opened up my fridge, cooked some really good food. I think I had some salmon and some shrimp, and just really enjoyed that. Watched a little Netflix because I downloaded that on my laptop, and just really enjoyed the evening. And that's pretty much what I did. The next morning, I slept really well. I got up, and again, I decided to just spend the day in the Glen Canyon, where I was, Lee's Ferry Campground. There's not a whole lot that you can do other than hike. Well, good morning, everyone. We are currently in Glen Canyon. It's north of the Grand Canyon. The Colorado River also cut through these canyons. They're lesser known canyons, but this is a very nice national park. I'm at a campsite that's on the southern base of the Glen Canyon National Park, and it's the closest landmark is the Navajo Bridge, which is it's a bridge. It's 2 bridges actually. One is a walking bridge, and the other one is a driving bridge. You drive over it, and you go to the visitor center, and you can actually walk on the other bridge. I'll have some pictures of that. I'll show, but this is a very beautiful area. Unfortunately, it's cold and I don't see sun, so I won't get a very good sunrise this morning. I mean, it's basically time for it and I won't get one. So but I mean, it's really nice, and I can imagine what it would look like across these red landscapes. So, but again, I'm walking towards the Colorado River now. I'll show you some more pictures of that. And just enjoyed the river. This is the Colorado River that we're looking at. It's a small campsite, maybe 50 slots. And again, when you try to get these slots online, they'll always say, we're full, we're full, we're full. But the reality is they're not. And came back to the van and just kind of relaxed. Put my feet up, listened to music, listened to more music, got out, walked around the van, got back in, listened to more music, and just kind of really had a great day. Just really enjoying the day, just resting. And it was needed. I've been having a great time, but I haven't really been resting a whole lot. I've been moving. So I just did that, and it was great. So the entire day, just kind of hung out. I went to sleep that night and slept really well. Got up the next day. Now, I was leaving this day, so I decided to just go and still see some other things. The crazy thing about Glen Canyon is you don't even want to go, you can't go 5 minutes without wanting to take a picture somewhere. I mean, incredible. I hiked around the water, but I decided to drive to this place where they have these rock formations, and I think they call it Balance Rock, and it's near, it's on Honeymoon Road, a Honeymoon Trail. It's near the Honeymoon Trail, and it's still on Lee's Ferry Road. And I'm going back the way that I came. What's interesting about the Glen Canyon Park is they have these rock formations. They fell, and the pressure actually kept the ground from underneath it from eroding, which is quite interesting. So I'll just shut up and show you. How cool is that? Think about it. Those rocks tumbled from the very top, and then as water pushed away the land underneath them, it didn't push away the land that contacted between them and the other ground. So that pressure caused this look. I mean, I'm the only one here, and I really want to go over there and see if I can push one over. And I am literally the only one here. There's no one here. I literally want to go see if I can push one over. Another day. And again, I saw there's a cathedral mountain there, and it was just incredible. But I stopped, and what's interesting is there was no one there. I was on the road, and I'm literally taking pictures in the middle of the road. Not very often will you hear anyone say that they have an entire canyon to themselves. I have an entire canyon to myself. No one. I don't even hear any cars. I could lay down on the street if I want to. Either way. I really enjoyed that. So I kind of did that most of the day, but then I went back, once I saw the cathedral mountains, which was on my left-hand side, going back down Lee's Ferry to get back to the Navajo Bridge, and got back to the Navajo Bridge, and it was in the daytime, and I could really, really see it, really enjoy it, and it's just beautiful. It's 2 bridges. Again, one was built in 1929. It used to be a ferry crossing, and then they made it a bridge. And, it was very, very important because you could, 800 miles to go to the next crossing of the Colorado River. That's just too far. So really, it was very, very strategic place where it is. And so I just, really just had a good time there. And they built another bridge, I think, in 1975. But the original bridge, now you can just walk across it. So they don't really use it for traffic. great time, great time. Now, again, I'm leaving, so I'm at the Navajo Bridge, and I'm not going back to Lee's Ferry Campground. I'm going to go forward, so I'm going north, and it's getting cold. It's getting colder, and I'm trying to head up to Moab. I think that was the next stop that I'm trying to go to, and I will talk about Moab and the route to Moab and the obstacles that I had to come across and deal with on my way to Moab. Very, very interesting. So I will talk about that in my next video. But if you like my videos, just please like and subscribe down in the button below.